Hello, I'd like to share information with you today in regards to dealing with change. This information is coming from verywellonline.com, written by Kendra Cherry, medically reviewed by Rachel Goldman. So, change in life is inevitable, that's a part of life, and knowing that doesn't mean that dealing with change can be easy. So, here are some ways that an individual can transition smoother, a little more seamless and less troublesome. So, um, why dealing with change can be difficult? So, change requires adjustments. Sometimes those adjustments can be small. Sometimes those adjustments can be pretty significant. So, this can possibly create stress or feelings of anxiety in some cases. This doesn't mean that change is always bad. Even good change um, can excite and, though, can be stress inducing. So, as this happens, the changes, your routines at times can be disrupted. There are some stress changes that can feel overwhelming at times. So, some examples of a person experiencing symptoms of changes, transition. A person can feel irritable, change in appetite, anxious, problems with sleeping or staying asleep, depression or sadness, muscle pain, tension, headaches, a difficulty concentrating. So, having strategies to cope can assist you in becoming more resilient to the stress and make it an easier adaptation or transition within your life. You may not be able to stop the change as it's happening or from happening, and though you can take better control of how you do respond. So, some tips for dealing with change. So, how you cope with change can play a role in your overall mental, emotional well being. And if you're struggling to cope with change in your life, you may be left with feelings of bitterness, negativity, and or regret about the outcome. So, if you tend to be resilient in the face of adversities or changes, you may bounce back and adapt relatively easy. And though, if you tend to struggle more with transitions, you may need to seek a little extra help to get back on track from, for example, a mental health professional. So, here are some tips. Preparing yourself for that change. So, spending some time thinking about the events that are coming up in the future may lead to changes or disruptions. Creating a checklist may be of assistance. Talking to a career planning or financial mental health professional about your goals. Discussing what will happen in the event of it not going the way that you're expecting. Making conscious efforts and choices about what you want to change in your life. So, when you are the one initiating the change, there's a stronger chance that you'll feel like you're more in control over what's happening. It is often that the unexpected changes in life, whether that be a death of a loved one, divorce, job loss, relocation, that can at times leave you feeling uncertain or unsure of what will happen. So, one thing you should be mindful of is relying on avoidance coping techniques when you're confronted with stressful situations or changes. Avoiding change, however, is inevitable and can lead to more stress if you're avoiding that particular change. Preparing yourself and taking proactive steps towards dealing with the change can be more of a beneficial way to take control and feel empowered. Another tip, changing how you think. Cognitive reframing is a technique that can assist an individual change the negative thoughts. It's a strategy that a person can utilize day to day to assist to look at the situation in a more realistic, hopeful way. So, in shifting mindsets or having more positive mindsets in changes in your life, notice cognitive distortions. Are you engaging in patterns like catastrophic or it's all or nothing thinking? Considering the evidence, how realistic are your thoughts? What evidence is there to dispute the negative thinking? And also being kind to yourself. Is your self-talk kind and compassionate? How can you show yourself kindness in situations that you're experiencing changes in? There's also maintaining routines. That's pretty important. So when the world seems like it's changing around you, holding on to some of the sense of normalcy can be useful in minimizing the stress or the discomfort. So simple things like going to bed on time, waking up at the same time each morning can provide you a sense of structure, and even if it feels like other areas in your life are less predictable. So some other activities you may want to incorporate in your daily routine can be getting regular physical activity if you are medically able to, getting plenty of rest each night, carving out moments for relaxation, mindfulness, deep breathing techniques, creating realistic daily goals, and eating healthier meals. So another tip is finding social support. Friends, loved ones, other social connections can provide support in various ways in life when life is changing. Also, emotional support. That could be a friend, loved one that can listen and provide empathy and comfort. Also, there in social support or engagement. Your social support network systems can also encourage you to succeed when feeling confronted with some challenges. It's also tangible support. What that would look like is a need to sometimes bring a change for actual physical help in certain tasks, like someone delivering an item to you if you're not feeling well, or someone that can escort you to your appointments. There's also information in regards to social connections, and that they can also be a great way to learn and gain information you may need to make a change in your life. It's important to remember that other people may not be able to recognize your need for a specific type of support. In some cases, asking for the kind of support you may be seeking may be beneficial. There's also self-care, caring for yourself. Stressful events often seem worse when you're exhausted, hungry. So taking the time out to attend to your basic needs may be of some relief and assistance when changes or shifts are happening within your life. One key factor is kind of recognizing when assistance or support is needed. If you're having difficulty with change, speaking to a healthcare provider or a mental health professional can be of assistance. We can recommend treatment modalities that may be of assistance. In some cases, psychotherapy, medication, and or a combination of both may be of assistance for you. So what's the takeaway? Developing a positive mindset is a great way to promote resilience, and though it's also important to care for yourself during the times of transitions. Make sure you're sticking to a routine, caring for your physical, emotional, mental health, and asking loved ones for assistance if you so should need. Again, I impress upon seeking the assistance, the support of a mental health provider. So I hope this information was of support for you today, and I hope you enjoy the remainder of your day.